If in the travel details you have a multi-city flight, you can remove some flight segments, and search for those flights separately to explore different options. After that, there is the originating city and the final destination. Both fields are editable, in case you need options from or to an alternative city. If you changed anything here, click the Get Quotes button to refresh the search. Travel dates. Even if dates are set without flexibility in the request, ProQuote allows you to adjust the search by plus or minus 2 days in either direction, streamlining the search process. If flexibility is already specified in the request, ProQuote will display options within the defined flexibility period. If ProQuote found better options on flexible dates, the date will be in red color. If not, it will be yellow. If it's not a one-way flight, it will even show you on which way flexibility will help to reduce the price. To get more information about such an option, click on the red date, and you will see the calendar of lower fares. Calendar will show you on which alternative date it is cheaper with green color. Click on the price and a new tab will appear with the flexible dates. Next to the travel dates you will see a class of service. This cannot be changed here. If by any reason you want to check options for a different cabin, you will need to change in the request itself and run a new search in ProQuote. The next field is the amount and age group of passengers. By default, ProQuote takes info about passengers from the request. If needed, you can change it right here. Just make sure to click the Get Quotes button, just like we discussed change of departure or destination city earlier. The last field in the upper bar is the currency in which prices are shown for the options below. By default it is set to USD, but if needed you can change it to Canadian dollars, British pounds or euros. And again, if you change it, click the Get Quotes button. Quote screen. That is how flight options are displayed in the ProQuote. Let's go over the details we see here. On the left side of each option you will see from which GDS it was added, code of pseudo-city used in that GDS, and the fare type. Also on the right side, you can find the information about exchange and refund rules, as well as the baggage allowance. If the icons are red, it indicates certain restrictions. A red refund or exchange icon means that refunds and exchanges are not allowed. A red luggage icon with a 0 next to it indicates that no checked baggage is included in the ticket price. Keep in mind that if it is an economy class ticket without the check-in luggage, you are looking at the basic economy ticket. It is a little bit cheaper than regular economy options, but if your client considers adding the check-in bags separately, it will cost from $40 to $60 per flight segment. As a result, it is going to cost more than just a regular economy ticket with check-in bag allowance. Lack of check-in bags included is not the only disadvantage of the basic economy ticket. These fares are a lot more restrictive than the regular ones. Such tickets usually cannot be exchanged and refunded at all. On top of that, seat selection before the check-in is not possible for free. Some airlines will not even allow clients to select the seats during the check-in. The airlines will choose seats on the customer's behalf. If the check-in luggage is included, the icon will be gray and the amount of bags allowed will be shown in the circle above. When you see a question mark in the circle, you are looking at a flight with a mixed check-in allowance. It means that in each direction the allowance is different. Point your mouse cursor on the baggage icon to see the amount of bags allowed for each direction. In this example, 2 bags are allowed all the way from JFK to Davao, and only 1 bag is included on return. Along with the luggage allowance, other icons can be shown here as well. The half-moon icon indicates that there is an overnight layover. To find out where it is, look at the segments with the layover and their timings. The bed icon means that you are looking at a tour fare. It is mandatory to add the hotel to the price quote and offer it as a package deal to the client. The 2 magnets icon means that you are looking at a broken fare, which means that at least 2 fares were combined into one. Usually, it is being sold as published without other additional requirements. Additionally, you might notice an icon showing 2 tickets with a number inside the bubble. This indicates that the flight option involves 2 or more separate tickets. Within the flight itinerary, you can view which flight segments belong to each ticket. Here, you can find the main airline's logo. Keep in mind that it might not be the only airline that is taking part in the itinerary. It is only the main airline. Other airlines might be involved in the itinerary as an operating carrier or the feeder airlines. Here you can find the itinerary itself. We assume that you know how to read the itineraries in GDS format, so we will just point out a couple of details you need to pay attention to. When you see some of the airport codes in your itinerary are in red, then there is an airport change. In this example, the flight from Addis Ababa arrives to Newark Airport, and the next flight to final destination is from LaGuardia Airport. This means that there is an airport change in New York. Please always make sure to explain this to your customer. Another thing that you need to pay attention to is the eye icon on the right side of the itinerary. Like here.
Layover. Stopover.
This icon indicates that there is a service, or how we call it, a hidden stop. This icon is located on the specific segment of the itinerary. In this example, the hidden stop is on segment number 5, for the flight from Addis Ababa to Newark. If you point your mouse cursor on the icon, you will see where the hidden stop is. This is called a hidden stop, as there is no change of planes and the flight numbers remain the same throughout the journey. Quite often, passengers do not even have to leave the plane during this kind of stop. In the top right corner of the itinerary section, you can find an info bubble. If you point your mouse cursor here, you will see the total trip duration per each direction. If it is a connecting flight, the total travel time includes the layovers. By default, the itineraries are displayed in GDS language. By clicking this toggle, you can switch between the GDS and more user-friendly formats. Here you can find the departure and arrival details. And here you can find info about the stops. If the transit airport code is red, it means that the layover is either too short or too long. Point your mouse cursor to the airport code to find out more details about the layover. This is how the airport change will look like. It is the same example with flight from Addis Ababa to Newark Airport, and the next flight departs from LaGuardia. You can see that the connection time in New York is 5 hours 55 minutes. If there is a hidden stop, you will see an eye icon as well. However, one of the downsides of this user-friendly display is that it won't show you on which itinerary segment the hidden stop is. It basically just states the fact that there is one. One more thing to keep in mind is the airline. In user-friendly format it shows only the main carrier. And it won't show you if there are any operating or feeder airlines. Like here. It shows KLM as the main airline, but if we switch back to GDS format, we can see that some flights are operated by Delta Airlines as well. We highly recommend to use the GDS format, or at least combine these two formats. On the left panel in ProQuote, you'll find the filters. The first filter lets you explore available itineraries based on the number of stops. If needed, you can select your preferred options. Next, you have separate tabs for airlines and alliances, making it easier to navigate and find specific carriers or alliances. You can sort airlines by their code, name, or price, giving you greater flexibility to find exactly what you need. There's also a search by name feature that allows you to quickly locate airlines by typing their name or code. When you hover your mouse over an airline or alliance name, you'll see an Only This button. Clicking it will filter out all other airlines or alliances, showing only the selected one in your search results. For layover airports, countries are listed alphabetically, followed by cities in alphabetical order. You can deselect specific airports or use the Only This button to focus on a single transit airport. Next, you can filter for baggage allowance included in the ticket price. Options include no baggage, 1 or 2 pieces, or mixed allowances. You can also manage changes and refunds using separate tabs for each. This feature allows you to filter and view conditions for changes and refunds independently, streamlining your search and making it faster to find the information you need. The next one is the travel and layover duration filter. Pay attention to this message. Some flight options might be ignored by selected filters. It is so, because by default, the layover filter is set to not longer than 6 hours. You can move this slider to increase or decrease the layover time. If you want to set a different default layover filter, less or more than 6 hours, select different maximum layover time and tick this box. Now, if I close ProQuote and open it again, this filter will be set to 10 hours maximum. Above the layover filter, you can increase and decrease the total travel time per direction, including the layover time. The takeoff and landing time filter lets you choose specific departure or arrival timeframes. This is especially useful when a client has particular preferences for departure or landing times. It's particularly handy for domestic flights, which often have multiple departures throughout the day. For added convenience, you can select your preferred time format, either 12-hour or 24-hour format. Simply adjust the sliders to set the desired time range for takeoff or landing, depending on client's needs. Below this, you can select the fare type and cabin class. Typically, the cabin class will match the one specified in the request, but occasionally, a mixed cabin class may be displayed, as shown in this example. The next panel on the right side shows you the pricing information. This is the total net price, the price that includes taxes and fees, but excludes your markup or transaction fees. If you hover your mouse over this section, you'll see the breakdown of the net fare calculation. In some cases, you might notice another fare type listed above the net price. By default, the system selects the cheaper fare. For example, in this case, this is a private fare, but there's also a tour option available. Hover your mouse over the other option to view its price. If you want to select it, simply click on it. Additionally, the number of bags included with each fare type is displayed here as well. Here is another example. This is a private fare, and there is nothing to select above the net price. That means only one fare type is available for this flight, the private one. Below this, you'll find a label saying, "From," and followed by a price. This is the starting price, which means you cannot sell the flight option for a price lower than what's displayed there. In other cases, you may see optimal selling price listed instead. The optimal selling price is the most competitive price for this specific quote. Behind the scenes, an algorithm analyzes market trends to recommend the most suitable price for this fare. Finally, keep an eye on any messages that appear in this section. For instance, if availability is low, the system will indicate how many seats are still available at the displayed price. And the last thing here are the alternative options. It shows how many flights are available as another possibility. And if you click on it, it will show you options with the same airline or its partners, different timings, stops and layovers. Prices also might be different. By default, itineraries are displayed in low to high order arranged by the net price. Here you can arrange your options in a different way. You can do it by net price per adult, by total net price, by minimum selling price per adult, by minimum total selling price, by flight time, by amount of stops. To add an option to the request, simply select the one that suits your needs, enter the selling price in the provided box, and confirm it. You can repeat this process to select as many options as needed. Once all the desired options are selected, click the green Add Selected button, located in the bottom right corner. Next, the hotel screen will appear. If you've selected private or published fares and the customer does not require a hotel, click the green Proceed Without Hotel button to finalize the options for the request. If you've selected a tour, adding a hotel is mandatory. You can either input the exact hotel details the customer requests, or check the box to add a random hotel, after confirming that the customer is okay with this. Only after this step will the option be added to the request. That would be it for this video.